through user permissions. To access the screen, click under Account, Professionals, the Username, and the Permissions tab. This page is only available to view and edit by administrator users to define accessibility for the user and to protect your firm's data privacy by limiting access for those users whom you do not want to grant full access to firm-wide settings and data. Now, if you activate the administrator checkbox, the user will have access to the entire system and can access areas of the app such as the user setups and the firm's account information. You can still go ahead and customize an administrator user's privileges by specifying the fields below. There are some fields here that when the access is revoked, the administrator checkbox is disabled automatically, such as the can view and override rate checkbox. Here you can see that it's removed the administrator privilege automatically. Now, next up is the dashboard. Choose between granting access or no access to the company dashboard. This is a graphical representation of hours, amount, and billing rate for the whole year. Administrator users have more rights than non-administrator users in the sense that a firm admin can view the dashboard of any non-admin user within that firm. Next up is clients. You can grant no access, view only, or all access, as in the ability to edit and delete data against clients. And then we have access to assign matters only. Activating this would mean that a user will only be able to view and access matters that have been specifically assigned to them under this Matters tab over here right under the screen. Next up is the permission setting for conflicts. Now you can grant no access, view only, or all access. Again, this means editing and deleting, etc. And then we have permissions for the calendar. You can set up a company calendar under the calendar tab. So please ensure that you've granted the correct access level for the relevant users if using the calendar frequently. You can grant no access for certain users, a view only option, or all access to allow editing and deleting, etc. So for time, users can be granted no access at all to the time screen, access to enter time just against their own name, or they can enter time for any user in the firm. Now, update billable type refers to the area on the time screen where a billable type field allows users to define an entry as either billable, non-billable, or no charge. Now, can view and override rate. Rates can be set up under the client level and the matter level. Users will need permission to access these features. So if the user was marked as an administrator user, you must leave this checkbox enabled. And then we have the expense entry permissions. Again, like the time permissions, users can be granted no access at all to the expense screen, access to expense just against their own name, or can enter expense for any user in the firm. And again, for expense entries, you can specify whether or not they can update the billable type when creating an expense entry. For invoices, we have several permission settings, including no access at all, permission to view and edit but not create, or permission to view, edit, and create, or of course all access, such as the ability to void an invoice as well. For payments, we have all access, view only, and no access. Now, granting access for payments will give the user access to external trust entries, bank account features, etc. And then documents will give access to all uploaded company documents. You can allow the user to just view the documents or give them the ability to edit, create, and delete with all access. And then we have reports. So with TimeSolv reports, you get a precise analysis of your company's activities using the company data. If you allow just limited access, the user will only be allowed to generate time and expense related reports as well as a revenue report. Or you can see here that you can give the permission for just time and expense related reports, eliminating the revenue report access. And then there's full access, which will grant access to 30 plus report types that TimeSolv offers for all areas of the app data. And then we have finally the permissions for the account. You can grant no access to all the firm's account settings. You can allow them to just view, or you can allow them to export the data out of the account, or you can allow them to import, edit, and create data as they need. Lastly, as you can see from this note below the Save button, permission changes will not take effect until the appropriate user signs out and logs back in.